Hi everyone, and welcome to Morning Coffee Break. Hope everybody's doing good this morning. It's still raining. It rained practically all night, all day yesterday mostly, and just nasty. And it's not raining real hard right now, but it's kind of cold, and my legs don't feel that great after my infusion, so I'd have to use the umbrella. And Joy told me not to go out anyway, but sometimes I go out with the umbrella. But since I don't feel so great, I'm just gonna do it from here. Today's Saturday, November. I was thinking something in November a minute ago. That's when I started my channel. I made a comment to someone who was asking something about that. I don't know why I said that. Today's Saturday, May 29th. Feels like November. It's colder. Currently it's 63 degrees. High's only going to be 66 after being, practically 90 degrees for several days. 100% chance of rain, of course. Winds are 8 miles per hour. It doesn't seem, well, I guess it is. I don't know about 8 miles per hour, but humidity's 87%. Air quality, see, like I said, it comes down when it rains. It's 35 now. I'm congested. Some coffee, I think. Yeah, it's 35 is not too bad. Okay, my throat isn't cooperating. My voice. I will do an Ask My Tablet today. I wasn't able to do one yesterday with all the infusion stuff and everything going on. So I'll do Ask My Tablet today. Keep them questions coming in. I don't remember how many we have towards the next one after this one. I can't remember how many. But I could always use questions. Today's thumbnail, I didn't feel like fixing much last night, so we just fixed something easy. We had some of those chicken tenders from Sam's Club. This time they had some of the pieces had a little more breading on them than they have had. But they're still good. I couldn't eat all that breading. I just picked some of it off. It was too much. But I don't know why some would have more breading than others, but seemed like they did. Anyway, it was still good. They were really good, and they didn't mind the breading. I just don't like a lot of breading. I like a light breading on my tenders. But I mean, we get about 5 meals out of that box, I believe, from Sam's for like $12.95. So, it's just a really good deal. I mean, doesn't come out to hardly anything per couple bucks maybe for a meal, or a little bit more, $2.50 or something like that. And we had that's Aldi brand mac and cheese, and it is one of my favorites because I believe it's made by Bob Evans. That's my opinion, and because they got Bob Evans potatoes sitting right beside of it at Aldi, and it tastes exactly like Bob Evans, which is my favorite mac and cheese. So this is my favorite because it's only $2.49, and it's $3.99 at Kroger at least for Bob Evans. And we had this cinnamon apples. I think they were Hormel that we got down at Grocery Outlet. Pretty cheap. I can't remember. They were maybe $1.99 or something, which is a couple bucks less than you'll find in the store. And they were really good with it. So it made for a good meal last night. Everything went together good. What's for dinner tonight? I got some of that those Black Angus hamburger patties out, where we bought 20 of them for $20 down here at Grocery Outlet. They're really good. So we're going to have, this time, instead of just having like a hamburger steak, We're going to have, since we got those ballpark everything hamburgers with the everything seasoning on them, since we got some of those left from our Sloppy Joe's, or was it, no, it was barbecue, we're going to have cheeseburgers and fries. Which brings me to today's question, and that is, do you ever, let's see, let's say, do you ever make homemade cheeseburgers? Do you ever make homemade cheeseburgers? I mean, you know, everybody pretty much buys one every now and then out at McDonald's or somewhere, you know, Wendy's, whatever. But do you ever make them at home? I had it down as, do you ever have homemade cheeseburgers? I'll decide which way I want to word that, or do you ever make? But yeah, let's see. Okay, let me see if I got this thing ready to go this time. I turned it off and on because it's so slow. If you don't turn it off every now and then, the tablet. I turn my phone off every day and back on, and you should too, so it'll reboot. It'll slow down. The longer you have it on, the things that you try to do and navigate on it, it'll slow it down. Same with your tablet. So try to make it a habit to turn them off at least once a day. And back on, of course. Let's see. Now, today's tidbits. At least it's not raining hard now. My plants have got enough water, that's for sure. I'm thinking I might need to move the ones in the containers over there, the vegetables and stuff over there, back in. Because see, we moved them out because he was scraping and stuff, and I didn't want the paint all in my containers and on my plants, so moved them out there. But it's been raining so much. Of course, the plants outside get all that rain, but they got better drainage. Those will stay wet, really wet, around the roots out there. In those containers, they don't drain quite as good as natural ground does. Anyway, I'll make that decision today whether I should bring them back in. If I bring them back in, then I'll have to turn around and move them back out when he paints. But these here are okay right here. All these house plants are okay. I don't think they got a little paint dust on them when he was scraping, but I knocked it all off of them, and then I sprayed them, misted them. Okay, Salar de Atacama, the largest salt flat in Chile. Salar de Atacama is the largest salt flat of Chile and the third largest salt flat in the world after El Salar de Uyuni in Bolivia and Salinas Grandes in Argentina. This salt plain, surrounded by mountain range, spans for an area of 1,200 square miles. It was formed when the water flowing from the peaks evaporated and left salts behind. It's interesting. Know this if you're visiting Yellowstone this summer. Those planning a trip to Yellowstone National Park this summer should prepare to protect themselves. Experts advise staying at least 91 meters from bears or wolves. Like you're going to be able to measure it. Stay on trails and thermal areas and carry bear spray with you. Recycle what you can and put the rest in bear-resistant trash cans so animals can't get it. Dang. The time when tumbleweed invaded California. In April 2018, heavy winds of 50 miles per hour sent thousands of massive tumbleweeds into California towns, blanketing yards and piling up. Some piles were towered as high as the second story, trapping residents in their homes. This happens when the tumbleweed plant dries, breaks from its root, and gets carried off by the wind. That's why it's called tumbleweed. Tornado destroys his historical schoolhouse in Kansas. Oh, I hit it. My thumb. A tornado in northwest Kansas destroyed a 123-year-old historic schoolhouse on Wednesday. Landowners cased him and his family refurbished the house in 2014, but the tornado wiped away their countless hours of work. The family has no plans to rebuild the house. The NWS said although the twister was deadly, the damage on its path was minimum. That's terrible. Study says helium rain could fall on Jupiter. Make it hard to talk, wouldn't it? New research from Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in California states there are chances of helium rainfall in Jupiter. The reason is hydrogen and helium don't mix at high pressures and temperatures in Jupiter's atmosphere, according to scientists. They say helium forms droplets that are denser than hydrogen and cause them to rain down. Oh no. California could see energy blackouts this summer. With extreme heat expected this summer, California's energy regulator warns that more blackouts may occur. Over 800,000 homes and businesses lost power for over 2 days in August 2020 as a punishing heat wave affected California. To avoid this scenario, energy regulators have required an additional 3,500 megawatts of capacity this year. I need to get a drink of my coffee. Okay. China maintains artificial sun at 120 million degrees Celsius. China has set a new world record by keeping the experimental advanced superconducting tokamak device or artificial sun at 120 million Celsius for over 100 seconds. The experiment aims to mimic the nuclear fusion process in the sun. Achieving plasma temperature above 100 m Celsius is one of the critical challenges to harness nuclear. Why want to fool with it? I don't understand. How did Godzilla dust storm travel from Africa to the U.S.? A study by the University of Kansas found the giant dust storm Godzilla traveled from Saharan Africa to the U.S. with the help of 3 jet streams. Using satellite data, the team noted that the African easterly jet carried dust to the Atlantic and handed it to the North Atlantic subtropical high before finally moving to the Caribbean region. That's wild. Ireland's fearsome hunched tree tunnel. The dark hedges, well, I guess I could show you. The dark hedges is a tunnel made up of mature beech trees whose branches creepily intermingle and bend over the road in Northern Ireland. The ominous tunnel appears as though it may be the entrance to the underworld. The massive trees also block most of the light, resulting in a dark tunnel. Wow. I think that was in some kind of movie, if I remember right. I mean, like a scary movie. I think I've seen something else about that before, in other words. And lastly, Chicago reopens 22 beaches. Chicago, Illinois is loosening more restrictions every day, just in time for tourists to enjoy the holiday weekend. On Friday, it opened 22 beaches that remain closed for over a year. Swimming will be allowed from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. with lifeguards on duty unless the weather gets dangerous. The beaches will remain open until Labor Day. I wonder how many people will get COVID from that, y'all. I mean, that's just my opinion now. I don't think I could be, I don't know. I know everybody wants to get back to normal, but I would be very careful if, what are you going to do? I mean, you think they'll wear need to wear a mask? Or, I mean, what are you going to do when you're swimming? Wear a mask? Maybe you could wear a snorkel and a scuba mask. I don't know. If you feel comfortable with it, it's your, you do what you do. As long as it doesn't bother you. But I mean, if people get COVID, it's not gone, y'all. But I can see that, I everybody would like to do things they used to do, and I'm all for that. But I'm all for, I guess because I'm high risk, that I'm of the mind thought of still being super careful, which I'll have to be no matter what myself. I certainly don't want to get it. It could possibly kill me with my compromised immune system. So I'm very careful when we go out. I try not to get close to anybody. And I, always practice, I always use my mask and the hand sanitizer, the wipes for your buggy, everything like that. The rain's starting to pick up a little bit. But anyway, I didn't mean to go off on all that, but opening 22 beaches, which I'm glad people will be able to have fun. As long as they're comfortable with it and they're careful somehow. Can you stay away from people with that many people? I mean, I guess it won't be like this. This is probably a stock picture, obviously. But surely that's not a picture from the other day or something. That's probably a stock picture is my guess. So I would guess there wouldn't be as many people going to them, and you could stay away from other people. Find you a little spot. Doesn't look like they are in that picture, but I think it'll probably look different if they take a picture of it and show it soon. But that's good. It's a good thing. I just worry about people, But anyway, I think that's it for today's tidbits, everyone. And like I said, it's raining, or I would have gone out there, and now it's picking up again. Kind of worried about those plants in the containers. I don't want to move them. I should move them back in if it slows down raining. I don't need to get out there in that rain. I'm just thinking to myself. Anyway, everybody, that's going to be it for morning coffee break this morning. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry I wasn't able to walk around the garden. The garden loves the rain. I just hope that we get some sun in between rains soon. Because you need the sun to get them to grow. But they do grow much better. Every time I have a rain, the plants have a growth spurt out there. It's amazing. I did get the rest of the onions thin and the rest of the carrots thin. I didn't lack but a few rows, like 2.5 rows, I think, on each one. Not for sure. I only had 3 carrots, so I only had 3 rows. I had 1.5 rows of carrots to finish and 2.5 of the onions. So they should start growing better now. All right, everybody, I'm going to get in and out of this dampness and nurse my voice, I guess. All this congestion, it bothers my throat, and then I talk so much. It makes it worse. Thank you again for watching. Please press that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so that you get all my videos as soon as they come out. And share with someone today, please. Share it on Facebook. All right, everybody, thanks so much. And I have Ask My Tablet later, and we'll come up with something else. All right, everybody, have a great day, and God bless.